Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Universe Online video. I am of course Trex, and what we're going to be looking at today is the Rage powers. This is actually going to be from the Anger tree. Now let's talk about the tree a little bit. Specializing in this tree, meaning that if you have more points in this tree than in Punishment, you're going to gain 5% attack damage, and you're also going, or 5% critical attack damage, and also an extra 35 health. Now, in the tank rules here, it gets a little bit different. Your dominance is of course increased by 100%, and your damage is penalized by 20%. That's a given. Now, using your superpowers, your health is going to be increased by 2/3 of your dominance for each nearby enemy. What it also doesn't tell you is your health will also increase by the same 2/3 for every power that you use. Now, the power, when you use it, it's only there for a short time. I'm not really sure how long it is, but if you use 4 powers right one after another, your health will increase by 2/3 by every enemy that you have around you. The number gets really staggering. I know a couple of guys have actually made it up to like 900,000 by some odd reason and some odd way. I'm not really sure, but I have seen myself max my health out around that 200k. It gets pretty high when you have more enemies around you, so I always want to recommend that. And on the PvE side, of course, we are going to pretty much our advantage are over gadget, mental, light, and quantum power users, meaning that the controller powers. Okay, so that is our introduction. Now let's go take a look at the abilities. The first ability is Rage Blast. This will hit your target and it will damage them and knock them down. You will also receive healing equal to a portion of the damage that you deal. Now, while in tank role, this is actually a powerful single target taunt. So if you are running with another tank and you want to go back and forth with the boss, you're going to want to have this ability in your loadout. The next ability is Channel Hate. This is a channel ability, of course. It channels for about 4 seconds, and it does 6 ticks of damage, and it will stun the target. The next ability is Relentless Anger, an ability more or less used for the DPS roles. This will increase your damage equal to a portion of your weapon damage and your rage combo. While active, you'll heal back all incoming damage for 8 seconds. After the 8 seconds, you'll be affected by Rage Crash, meaning that all the healing that you received from that damage is going to instantly return. Next ability is called Violence. Violence damages and knocks down enemies. It leaves an aura that will damage enemies for 12 ticks. Now, holding the melee button will change the damage from might-based to a precision-based damage. In the tank role, while this ability is active, it will reduce the damage caused by Rage Crash. In this tank role, this actual ability to reduce the damage by the Rage Crash, it lasts for about 4 seconds. So you're going to have to time it wisely. Next ability is Mangle. This is a 35% supercharge. While spinning, you'll damage and knock down enemies while also being provided a protection against control effects, and it will lower the enemy's resistance to control effects. This lasts for about 7 seconds and does about 9 ticks of damage. Next is Eviscerating Chain. This is a single target pull that will pull the target to you and damage them. While performing this move, your Rage Crash will be ignored. Okay, it will be ignored. The duration for that ignore will last for about 4 seconds. So again, time it wisely. Now, if the target is below 35% health, they will take more damage. Enemies suffering from plasma burn will take more damage. And if you hold the melee button, you'll perform a rage combo called Eviscerate, which slashes the target, dealing extra damage, stunning, and juggling them. The next ability is called Berserk, and it is a 50% supercharge. This lasts for about 12 seconds and ticks for about 11 times. The damage is calculated by the damage you deal, meaning that Berserk will add the damage and apply it as its own. As an example, purely as an example, if you do 100 damage 3 times, then Berserk will do 300 damage when it procs. Again, the procs / ticks are 11 times. So It just depends on how it's calculated and how it's timed. It ranges where more testing will need to be involved with it, but initially, just by the sound of it, and as you see in the video, it's pretty neat for a supercharge. The next ability is called Without Mercy. This is an AoE pool similar to how Fire's Backdraft is. You will also receive healing equal to a portion of damage you deal. Next ability is called Lacerate. This lasts for 4 seconds. You will damage and knock down enemies. If you hold the melee button, you will perform a precision-based damage instead of might-based. In the tank role, this ability will reduce the damage caused by Rage Crash, which again lasts for 4 seconds. Ferocity. This ability lasts for 4 seconds, and it increases your precision and gain resistance against control effects. In the tank role, you will extend that immunity of control effects, and you will remove control debuffs to you and your group. Next ability is called Outrage. This will lunge you towards the enemies and damage and stun them. Performing this attack will ignore your Rage Crash for 4 seconds, so again, time it wisely. Enemies suffering plasma burn will receive extra damage, and you will, if you hold the melee button, you will perform a rage combo called Extra Measure, which does an extra lunge to damage and knock down enemies. And then the last ability is called Gayleen Eruption. This does 14 ticks of damage and lasts for about 12 seconds. It will discharge plasma on the ground around you and will damage enemies. Now hold the melee button if you want to do a precision-based damage instead of the might base. This will inflict plasma burn onto enemies, and while in tank role, damage caused by Rage Crash is reduced while standing in that plasma. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the anger tree. I'll try and get the other trees up as soon as I can. This process is a little bit harder, a little bit more editing, and a little bit swagger to it. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a little bit. I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and comment if you guys have any questions.